It's freezing in here. Wait.
Close your eyes and breathe. I smell snow.
Ah, it's that time of year.
I love snow.
Really? I had no idea.
Everything's magical when it snows. Everything looks pretty. The clothes are great. Coats, scarves, gloves, hats.
Thermal underwear, wool socks, ear flaps.
Do you know that the best things in my life have happened when it snowed?
Why, yes, I do.
I feel good. Tingly.
That's called frostbite.
I have come to realize that the season most people dislike is actually my favorite. Winter. Yeah, winter. I just love it. But of course, I don't consider it a real winter if there is no snow. This past winter, I had lost all hopes of snow. There were no signs of it as far as the eye could see. But somehow, I could almost smell it in the air. Or maybe I was just being delusional. And then, on the 1st of January, waking up to the new year and looking out my window, I saw it. Snow. Lots of it. And this is where my story begins. There it was, the first snow, just waiting to be played with. I just had to be outside to enjoy it. The snow sparkled as I ran through it, and I couldn't help but smile at every little flake. And before I knew it, I was running around smiling and playing with the snow like a kid again, soaking up this magical winter wonderland, thinking to myself how magical it is that snow brings out the most whimsical part of me. This was it, a winter of playing in the snow, carving hearts into the white ground, a winter of snow angels and so much more. Everything I wanted, and it couldn't have been more perfect than this moment. I had finally experienced the winter I had been dreaming of, and what more could I have wished for? Good morning, everyone. So, it is currently not snowing, thank God, because it has been snowing for so many days and I need it to be good weather if I'm gonna do all these winter activities that I have planned. So, in order for me to do all these activities, I need to have some really good warm food in my belly, and therefore I thought of oatmeal, which I think is the perfect meal for a winter day. But there's a problem. I don't like oatmeal. But recently I have seen so many TikToks and Instagram reels where people are putting all types of things on it, such as like peanut butter, chocolate chip, different fruits and berries. So I was like, yeah, I have to give it another chance. I mean, I don't know why I don't like it. I think it's the texture. Maybe it's too sticky or it doesn't taste so much. But if I put fruits and berries on it, I might grow a taste for it. Who knows? But we have to try it because, as I said, I think it's the perfect meal for a cold winter day. So let's start and see. I remember when I was a kid, my favorite thing was waking up to a snowy morning with something warm to eat. Somehow, oatmeal never sounded fun. But today, we are going to see if that changes. Alright, so oats don't exactly scream exciting. but I'm going to caramelize some bananas in honey and cinnamon, letting them get golden and sweet. Yep, thank you social media. And then I will add some hand-picked blueberries, straight from the forest right behind my house. Obviously from last summer. And voila, here you have it. Okay, you guys, here it is. But I'm just gonna add one last thing. Some maple syrup, all the way from Canada. I've never tried maple syrup, but I've heard it tastes really well. Wow, maple syrup is really good. Okay, let's try. Oh my god, it tastes good. It's a little bit too sweet, but it's the honey and the maple syrup. Yeah, I recommend you guys try it. Really nice. Okay, so I have planned a bunch of activities this winter, and I will admit I have a bit of a sweet tooth. Because of that, I decided to bake something to bring along while I'm outside enjoying all those activities. So here I am making something called lussekatter, which we eat a lot here in Sweden during the winter. They're basically saffron buns with raisins, and they taste amazing. And here's the end result. Anyway, enough talking, let the adventure begin. Sledding, a remedy for winter blues, a ticket back to your childhood dreams, assuming we are not breaking any bones. Anyhow, I soon realized that I had outgrown my sled, but that didn't stop me. I went for it anyway. So at this point I decided to go further up the hill, where I was the only one, probably because it was as steep as a ski slope. And trust me when I say this, it was a wild ride. My sled, a mattress, yes, a mattress, spun around, and at one point I was rolling down the hill backwards, face full of snow, and then, almost like a movie, I zoomed straight towards the hut. And, as any sane person would do after that crazy ride, I settled in front of the fire, because it was time for lunch. And as professional as I am, I almost set my hot dog on fire. But in the end, they turned out delicious. Honestly, burning them a little just gave me that extra crisp. After lunch, it was time for my homemade treat and a cup of coffee to warm up in front of the fire. And of course, no cozy winter moment is complete without marshmallows. Sitting here, roasting them slowly over the fire, watching the flames dance, and that is exactly why I love winter so much. Finally, my favorite winter activity, ice skating. It takes me back to the best years of my life, filled with joy. Every time I step onto the ice, I feel like a kid again. And honestly, not even a snowstorm could make me miss it, as you guys can see. This day was especially cold, and the wind made the snow hit my face even harder. But I will admit, despite it all, it was still fun. Oh my god, guys, it is so cold outside. I have been ice skating and now I'm just chilling here, drinking some tea and enjoying the snow. Normally, it's a lot of people here, but because it's a snowstorm, no one is out ice skating, which is perfect because I got the whole ice rink for myself. Like, what else could you wish for? And I love ice skating. It's really cozy and it always reminds me of the first day that I learned how to ice skate. I think I was like 12 or maximum 13 years old. I had like PE class in school, and I remember we had ice skating day, and everyone in my class knew how to ice skate except me. So my teacher had to like hold my hands and she tried to teach me how to ice skate, but I couldn't do it, and I felt so much shame and sadness, but mostly I was really, really sad because it looked so fun and I couldn't do it. So after school, I went home and I went to my dad and told him, Dad, could you please buy me some ice skating shoes? And he was like, yeah, sure, why not? So we went to a store and they didn't have my shoe size, but I was like, no, you have to buy them. I don't care. He was like, are you sure? I was like, you have to buy them, Dad. So he bought a pair of ice skating shoes, which were 2 sizes too big for me. So he bought them for me and he was like, you are on your own now, because he didn't know how to ice skate and no one in my family knew. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'm on my own now, thank you. So the next day it was weekend and I remember we had an ice skating rink nearby my house, so I went there all by myself. And I remember putting my shoes on and I had to like wear 2 or 3 pair of socks because the shoes were 2 sizes too big for me. And I remember like cutting my finger on the blade because I didn't know how sharp the blade was. And I was bleeding a lot, so I had to like wrap my finger around some paper. And I was like, I don't care, I'm not gonna go home. So I put the shoes on, wrapped my finger around some paper, and I started to stand on them. And I remember like falling and getting up and falling and getting up. And I was there, I think like a couple of hours. But one thing I will never forget is that day I learned how to ice skate. I mean, I learned it in one day. I wasn't professional or something like that, but at the end of the day, I knew how to ice skate all by myself. And I was just like 12 or 13 years old. And that's the day I learned to never give up if you want something. Even if you fall, even if it hurts, you keep going. So that story always reminds me of never giving up, and probably one of the reasons why I love ice skating so much. Isn't it strange? We often want to leave winter as soon as we can, while the other seasons get their chance to shine. Winter is usually seen as harsh, cold, a time to stay inside and wait for it to pass. Maybe it's because of the weather, or perhaps it's thought of as the darkest days before the light comes back. Yet, if we look a little closer, I believe we can find something more. Often people tend to search for magic in faraway places, when most of the time it's right in front of them. Just like winter, it's here and yet easy to overlook. I have come to realize that it's in the small moments like building a snowman, ice skating, making a snow angel, or simply admiring the quiet that we truly find the magic in the season. And although I've said before that there is no real winter without snow, with or without it, winter deserves its own spot. Not just as a passing season, but as a destination in itself. It may be cold, dark, and overlooked, but if we slow down, we can see that winter is full of its own wonder, beauty, and magic. And with that, my friends, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.